Welcome to the On Par podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Alberto. From the Winners Award Group showroom, I got my friend, my client, my golf buddy, Mr. Joe Gross from the Advanced Group and Paddle Lux. Joe, I want to start with a golf tip that I just gave you. Not that one. I'm talking about when we played at Grand Oaks at 6 Degrees. And you were like, man, this is a game changer. And full disclosure, that was from Sean Kicker, my coach. I am not a golf pro. I can only tell you.
You were a golf pro.
Yeah, okay. So I did hit it well when we played.
You did.
But so what did I tell you, Joe?
You gave me 2 tips. Number 1, open the club face a little bit.
Yeah.
And move the club in.
Well, you were making and it's a mistake that I've made, which is why I recognized it. And you were hitting everything left, and you were getting very frustrated. You were keeping it under control, but I could tell because I know you. And then once that happened, all of a sudden the ball, of course, we only had 3 holes left by then.
Yes.
But
I did par those 2 holes right after that tip.
So I'm now officially hired as Joe Gross's caddy.
What do I owe you?
Oh, I'll send you the bill. It's a big bill.
Got you.
But then, you got here to the showroom before me, and you picked up, if you want to hold up that grip trainer.
I did.
And then you're like, wait a minute, how do I do this? And I said the same thing.
Yeah.
Because my grip was jacked up, and Sean told me, buy that.
Right.
And now I have 2 of them. I have one in my house and one in my office.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible because when I was picking it up, I was like, wait, where does this pointer finger go? And you're like, it goes right here. So, and I've never done that before.
You played baseball, didn't you?
Yeah.
I freaking knew it.
Yeah,
so it's funny because hockey to golf, the swing is similar.
Right, exactly.
Baseball to golf, it might as well be 2 different planets. And people that play baseball have a very difficult time transitioning, which is why I obviously had to stop at T-ball and coach pitch back when I was 6 years young. So
got it.
But we use golf as a networking tool, and a couple of my friends have called me a genius for this move, and I don't think I'm a genius at all because I just see what works and then I do it. And, we'll go play golf and I'll invite somebody that could potentially be a great contact or referral partner for you. And then you'll do that. We've played with Jeff when he came down from New York. And, you're a New York guy transplanted into Florida, just like my dad and mom and pretty much 90% of everybody that lives in Broward and Palm Beach County at this point. So what made you come to sunny South Florida? Because you weren't a golfer. You didn't come here for golf.
No, it's so funny. That's the last thing I came down here for. If anybody that that knows me will tell you I hated golf, and everybody tried to get me on the golf course back in New York, for networking events and charity events, and I would always say, nah, I'm good, thank you. That's a really dumb game, but thank you very much. I was playing a lot of tennis, and I really gravitated towards more of the racket sports. But when I moved down here to Florida, first and foremost, I came down for the weather, the climate, just the quality of life, I think, is a lot better. Being able to be outdoors, 24/7, 365. You spend your day working all day, and the next thing you know, it's 5:30, 6 o'clock, and it's still light out till about 8:30 during the summer.
Yeah,
not
right now.
No, not right now.
At 4:30.
That's right. Well, that's why we gotta get a tea time no later than 12.
7:40 a.m. on Wednesday, and 8:20 was the best I could do for this coming Friday.
Absolutely.
Because I have proof that my wife loves me.
Oh,
I have 2 things, actually. One is I have a brand new set from my 40th birthday of PXG irons that she bought me for my 40th birthday.
That's right.
So those are about 3 years old now.
Yep.
And she texted me and said, hey, babe, you really should go play golf on Friday because it's Black Friday and Tessa and I are going shopping. God. And if she hated me, she'd say, come shopping with me.
Of course.
But if she liked me, she would just be like, do whatever you want. But since she said, go play golf, I know she loves me.
100%.
And, I know you've been with your wife for a really long time. Are you coming up on 25 years?
We got 25 years coming up December 18th.
My goodness.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah,
congratulations, man. That's
crazy.
a long time to do anything.
Absolutely. One of the biggest commitments of my life, obviously.
How do you attribute, making it that long? Because that's rare now, right? I mean, my parents have been married 45 years or whatever the number is. And I know I have friends that are 20 years older than us that are married for a long time. But it seems like in our range, it doesn't. And I'm on wife number 2. So I had a mulligan on the first one myself.
There's
you don't have a secret sauce.
No, there's no secret sauce. I mean, I think the one thing I tell anybody that's getting into a relationship right in the beginning is if you can't communicate with each other and you can't tell somebody to go screw themselves and, hey, I don't like what you're doing and here's the reason why, and I think you're starting off on the wrong foot, right? She calls me out on my bullshit. I call her out on her bullshit, and that's how it works.
And you're both very straightforward
100%.
communicators, and you're
Without
both
question.
sales, right?
Yep,
so
both sales, both alpha,
sales, business development, networking, and
correct.
How has golf changed networking for you is my real question.
It's huge. This is for me, this is one of the biggest game changers ever. And actually, I'll share a great story because you introduced me to actually one of my closest friends right now down here, and that's Hayden Casson. I knew of Hayden because there's no Hayden Casson. It's just Hayden. Everybody knows him by his first name. You mention the guy's name, they're like, oh yeah, I know Hayden. And I knew
which, by the way, is his actual middle name, but it's false advertising.
There you go.
Go on.
So everybody knows of Hayden, and I wanted to get to know this guy because if everybody's talking about this special dude, I want to understand who is this guy and why does everybody know him. So I think we set up a foursome. This is maybe 6-7 months ago over at Southwinds.
Yep.
And Hayden happened to be one of them, and we just hit it off. He's just such a salt of the earth guy. Mm-hmm. He's got a great background, obviously, with his military experience, and he's just a genuine person, and I like to connect with genuine people like yourself. And
more importantly, he's a go-giver, and that's why people know him. Because once you refer business to people, they have to like you at that point, right?
Without question.
You help them grow their business, which is what we're all out there as small business owners and directors of business development. That's what we do. Is go out and hunt. Absolutely, right? We give, and it comes back to us whether we expect it or not.
Yeah, and Hayden and I play more in the same sandbox as opposed to maybe what you do, just because we're on that commercial real estate world.
Listen, both of you guys have referred me a lot of business.
Absolutely. So, but when it comes to, I think, just the way that we operate together, Hayden and I, we've become very strategic on how we're setting up our golf outings, and we'll typically, like you said earlier in this podcast, he brings someone. I'll bring someone. Typically, it's somebody that he doesn't know, and vice versa. And next thing you know, we're all hitting it off. We're having a great time. And it's like this big onion that we're peeling back the layers, because with those two folks that we bring, now next time they're probably bringing somebody else that we don't know, and it goes on and on and on.
Yeah, and I mean, I tell you, and I think I've shared this story before with you and on the podcast, but my buddy Charlie is a property damage attorney. And one of the first introductions that was ever made to me by one of the networking groups when I moved back to Florida from Vegas was from him. And then funny. I accidentally introduced him to one of his best referral partners back and forth because I invited a friend to play golf, and that guy invited this guy. Right. And he happened to be a property, what is the public adjuster?
Public adjuster,
and Charlie will use public adjusters for estimates often. And once a claim goes to a certain point, the public adjuster needs an attorney.
Exactly.
And he actually had a gentleman, Ivan, that we played with, who's an air conditioning business owner, which is obviously always busy down here in South Florida.
Of course.
And he says to me, "Oh, you know what? Charlie should have introduced us before because I order shirts and hats and promotional items and all of these different."
Everybody can use your stuff.
I'll need you in about March.
Right.
And so now I invited him to go play golf again, not because he's going to be a client, because we enjoy playing golf with them.
No, absolutely. Well, that's the thing too. Is what I like about meeting new people on the golf course is you already have something in common with them right off the gate. Right off the gate, they like to play golf. They might not be great at golf like myself. But we're all trying. Right?
I mean, I don't have a lot of great golfers in my arsenal. What I do have is great golf addicts.
Right. Oh.
I know you're, and it's funny.
Oh my God.
Rich Rogers jokingly says that I've created a vortex because my addiction is so strong that I'll bring people into it. Like Hayden is an example of that.
Yeah.
I think I had a hand a little bit in bringing your addiction in.
Oh, without question.
I'm kind of like the reverse of a alcohol counselor,
right?
But with golf.
No, listen, you add a healthy vice to everybody's life, and I'm very appreciative of that. No, but going back to your question, golf really has, I think, transformed the way I network, and it's really elevated just the way that I'm going about attacking the business in certain ways, in certain verticals. And it just brings you closer to the source. Like before I would meet somebody for a coffee, meet somebody, for, a dinner or a lunch meeting. And yeah, those are great and all, but when you spend 4 or 5 hours on the golf course with somebody, I mean, the amount of information that you're gathering, both personal and professional, right? It's not all about, hey, how can you help me and how can I help you?
Right.
I got a better understanding of what makes you tick. Whether you're a family man, you got kids, whether you like to go to Vegas and gamble 6 months out of the year. I mean, I've heard a lot of crazy stories on the golf course.
Right, for sure. So it's interesting that you bring that piece up, because that's you missed one key that I would put at the top, is you're having fun together.
Without question.
Right? You're having fun. You're getting to know each other.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking business on the golf course unless they want to get slapped.
Yeah, I mean, it's very rare that we're drilling down so much on somebody's business. I mean, somebody might ask me a question because they know what I do, and they're like, hey, how do you do that? Or, by the way, I think I have a project I can introduce you to. But for the most part, yeah, I mean, I want to laugh. I want to cry a little bit. There are moments where I'm crying on the golf course.
Well, and then and then the 19th hole is where the magic happens.
Correct. Spend some time, grab a drink afterwards, have some lunch, whatever the case may be, and really get to know each other a lot better. So
what's going? I mean, it's awesome that you and Hayden have clicked like that and become friends and referral partners and golf 100%. Buddies. How else has it helped you grow your career and your business since you started playing golf?
Well,
and that's 2 years now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think also what it's helped me do is, like, when I travel for, whether it's like an OMA conference with the advanced group, and I'm now on the course with other partners in our business.
Right.
Before I'd play, but I wasn't really that good at all. And I kind of was like a little embarrassed of my gameplay. Now I'm keeping up with the foursome, and I feel like I'm a little bit more part of the group, as opposed to the guy that's ball is completely lost. I'm just going to sit in the car, let you guys finish up putting, and I'll get you on the next hole. So I think it's just elevated just the way that I present myself. It gives me more confidence.
And then, you're also in the room with these people that are making millions of dollars.
Correct.
They're C-level execs. They're director level folks.
Absolutely.
They're decision makers. They're the ones that sign the check. They may not write the check, but they're the ones that their signature goes.
Without question. I think having that confidence to, like, now when somebody invites me to any outing, I say yes. And before, I'd be very choosy. I'd ask the question, okay, who's in our foursome? What do they do? How good are they at golf? I don't ask any of those questions anymore. And that's different. 2 years ago, I was not at that level.
Well, you said you say yes, but when I invited you to go to a charity scramble, you had a different answer. And you wrote it.
Refresh my memory.
You wrote, "I hate scrambles."
Oh.
And I wrote back, because, we're friends, so I can say anything I want. I wrote back, "You're not good enough at golf to say that."
Yes.
And then you wrote back in all capital letters, and you made a point on putting this in all caps. "I hate scrambles." So let's peel back the onion. What?
So I think it has a lot to do with me being a new golfer.
Okay.
And being a new golfer, it's like, I'm a little selfish with my ball. I want to play my ball because I think it gives me that continuity and that flow on the golf course of, like, what it's actually like when I play in 18 holes.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't dig the scramble as much as others do. Maybe in a year or two from now when I get a little better, I don't know.
See, mine was the opposite experience, and I'll tell you why. Because when I stunk really bad, and now I'm in the mid to low 90s pretty consistently. I'm breaking 90, and Sean tells you that it's okay to suck, just suck faster.
Yep.
So my outlook on the charity scramble, even 6 years ago when I first started, was exactly the opposite of yours. Because I looked at it as, I'm going to meet people for potential business contacts and friends.
Absolutely.
I'm giving to a great charity because I'm playing in charities that I know the people or their clients, or they support my events, or because everybody helps each other.
No, I never said I wouldn't play in a scramble.
Okay.
I've played in scrambles since. I just don't enjoy it.
So, and then the best part of it to me was, if I chunk a shot and it goes 10 yards, I had a ringer with me that was going to hit it on the green.
Of course.
And I can putt. So I still was able to contribute, and it helped me build the confidence that you're talking about, because at least if they could get me to the green, and then it started being like, hey, you better invite Drew, because none of us can putt, and he can putt. And they would call me at the beginning when they knew I wasn't going to hit any best balls except for putts, and they say, just leave your bag. Bring your Odyssey. Bring your Odyssey putter, and have fun. And we'll buy the drinks. Buy the drinks, aka they're free drinks because it's a charity. Right. So, but we have that in common too, where we don't drink on the golf course.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Most of the people that I play with like to have a beverage or 2 or 3 or 7.
Yep.
And again, it goes back to this whole like new golfer thing. I want to be focused. I want to be locked in, and I just don't want the distraction of a cocktail.
Well,
19th hole. That's what it's for.
I know that mine is in my head.
Yeah.
Because as soon as alcohol touches my lips, I become infinitely worse, like dropping off a cliff. Like a lot of people will be like, "Oh, I'll have 1 beer," and I'm like, it's gonna mess my brain up.
Absolutely. It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing.
So I'm
like either
19th hole's a different story.
But either I want to be trashed on the golf course where I don't care about anything.
Well, then charity events would be great for you.
Probably.
Because they're drinking events that you happen to be playing golf.
Note to self. Charity events that are scrambles, drink. Got it. Because that's what everybody tells me, by the way. They're like, dude, just show up and have cocktails. It's so much fun.
And so December 6th, Man Up Golf Tournament.
Well, I told you I can't make that one.
I know you can't make that one. And then in April, or I think it might be the first week of May now, we're doing the one for Nick's camp.
All right.
And that's at Broken Sound.
You got my commitment.
That's at Broken Sound Country Club.
I'm in.
And it's going to be top 5 of courses you've played.
Yep.
They were playing the Timber Tech Championship for the championship tour there.
Got it.
Up until this year.
All right.
And that's because the sponsor changed, not because of the golf course.
I'll be there.
All right.
I'll be there.
You got to,
It's on tape.
Sierra Family Foundation has at least one extra golfer that they didn't have.
100%. 100%. And thank you for the invite.
Of course. So what else is going on? Like, what else have you accomplished either in golf or business? Tell me any story you want, Joe. I want to hear them.
Wow. Well, I'd like to think that, Paddle Lux has been just a huge achievement for both me and my partners. We got into this crazy game about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
We own together a glass procurement company.
Mm-hmm.
And a woman who knows one of our dear friends in the sport court industry called us up and said, hey, we've got some broken glass on a project out in LA. This guy named, he's the owner of Amazon, needs to play on this court in about 2 days. Can you help us out?
The owner of Amazon needs your help.
Yeah, needs our help. So
can he afford it? No, I'm kidding.
Right.
Go on.
So there was some broken glass that needed to be attended to. We were able to, get the glass over to there on site in time for him to play. But it really exposed us and opened our eyes to this new racket sport called Padel.
Well, and back up and explain Padel, because I have a weird way of explaining it.
In the simplest of terms, picture the guys that like to play squash and racquetball because they're playing off the wall.
Yeah.
So Padel, it looks like a pickleball court, right?
Okay.
But it's not.
Okay.
And you've got glass on the back and on the wings, and you play doubles, and you're playing it on a turf. So when the ball goes over the net, if it makes contact with the turf and then hits the glass, you can either smack it on the glass and send it back.
Kind of similar to racquetball.
Right. Or you can scoop it up and play it off and send it over the net.
Yeah. Score
just like tennis. People ask me, so what's the real difference between pickleball and Padel? And I say, well, pickleball is not really a sport. and Padel is as competitive and strategic and athletic as anything else out there. I mean, it's truly a thinking man's game. One of the gentlemen that really plays a lot of Padel talked about it as chess and checkers. So playing tennis is like playing checkers, and playing Padel is more like playing chess because there's a lot of strategy. The angles are crazy. And it's becoming one of the hottest racket sports here in the U.S. market.
To me, it looks like, and we YouTube videoed it that day, and I looked at it, and I'm like, man, it looks like squash and racquetball had an arranged marriage.
Right.
And the kid they had was
Padel.
Padel.
Exactly, yeah. So Paddle Lux, we're a general contractor, licensed and insured. We work all over the country in the Caribbean. We've built probably more courts than anybody out there, totaling about, let's say, 150 courts throughout the last 3 years. And it's a big time private country club sport, boutique hotels. A lot of property developers are starting to add it to their construction sites. We're about to, and I can't really give you the name of the builder, but there's a builder in Boca that's going to be working with us, adding 2 courts to their new construction site. It's going to be very exciting. A lot of eyes are going to be on it for us. So it's cool. I'm having a lot of fun with that.
And that's, the future of racket sports in your mind? You think that it's going to, because nobody knew, and you ragged on pickleball because you're a tennis guy, and I get that, but nobody knew what pickleball was 10 years ago.
No.
In the United States. I'm talking about the United States
100%.
now. I know it was popular elsewhere.
No. Pickleball was, no.
Oh, it was not.
Pickleball over in Europe is like nothing.
Okay,
they play Padel.
So pickleball, for us, as a awards and promotional items company, pickleball has picked up, that business has picked up big time.
Absolutely.
And they're doing tournaments. They're even doing charity tournaments now.
It's huge.
So his opinion that it's not a sport is not Winners Award Group's opinion or Rudy Alberto's opinion. We don't want to alienate our clients.
And I say that in jest. I say that in jest.
I know. I'm just giving my disclaimer because my attorney's going to call me after I post this. But that's really interesting because, it's you had told me that, pickleball's been here for 40 years.
For 40 years, pickleball's been here.
And nobody knew it existed.
No, and what really drove pickleball to the forefront was COVID.
Okay.
Because during COVID, everybody was going outdoors.
Yeah.
There was not a lot of activities going on inside, obviously. And you had that separation, so people felt comfortable.
Yeah.
And that's when everybody started playing pickleball. And it was literally like I think grandma and grandpa were really
the
teaching.
Ones that started
They started it, and they were bringing in the grandson and the kids.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of like it was like this top down.
Well, that's what happened in my family. I talked about pickleball because I learned about it for business.
Right.
And my dad was the first one to pick up a pickleball paddle. And then he invited me and my kids, the grandkids, because he doesn't care. My parents don't care if I'm there anymore as long as the grandkids are there. I'm welcome still.
You're not as important.
But I tell you what, if I showed up at my parents' house without at least one of my kids, I don't know if they'd open the door.
No.
But... So, no, that's a great point.
Yeah.
And country clubs are smart, right? They got all the analytics to say,
absolutely,
you know what, maybe we've got a chronologically gifted membership, right? We're 60 to 85, especially in South Florida or Texas or Maryland or
all over
the Northeast. We've got a chronologically gifted population, and they want pickleball because they're not playing tennis anymore because tennis is more demanding on your body.
Absolutely.
And when you're older, you don't want something to be demanding on your body because if you get
less
injured,
taxing the better. Yeah.
Well, I know how their brains work. Is if you're less injured, that means you get to play more golf still and play with your grandkids because that's what I want to care about when
I'm driving.
When I'm 70, that's what I want to care about. The happiest people I know are called grandpa or some variation of grandpa. So, but how does Padel fit into these private country clubs? Because I know that we share directors of racket sports in client, we share directors of golf in client in common.
The folks that are driving Padel in the country club market are 2 factors, right? So you have number 1, the directors of the racket sports that have either been over to Spain or Italy
or Mexico, where it started,
somewhere in Europe where they've been exposed to it, or you have the members that have either gone overseas and played it, or they've been to New York or Florida to one of these clubs where they've been introduced to it and they played squash at an Ivy League school. That's typically who's playing Padel in that sector, and they're bringing it to the director of rackets and the GMs of the country clubs, and they're pushing it.
So the squash clubs in the Northeast and places like Maryland are really good potential clients of yours because they're aware
100%
of this new sport.
Yeah. In the beginning with Paddle Lux, we were installing Padel courts in backyards of those folks that were playing squash.
Okay.
Because there was nowhere to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like they would call us up and say, hey, just came back from Europe, played this great sport called Padel. I'm addicted to it. And now I want one in my backyard. And we're like, okay, we can accommodate. We can do that. but they were like complaining because there's nowhere to play it. And it's
if you got the space and the money, you can build a Padel court,
absolutely,
or a paddle court or Padel court, depending on how you like to pronounce it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. What other golf networking ideas or tips do you have for our audience, or did we go over all of them? Did we shoot the shoot the wad at the beginning here.
No, I mean, look, I could talk golf all day.
I'm ready to talk golf all day. It's a golf and business podcast, man.
Without question. No, I think what I'm looking to do in 2025 is possibly start like a little bit of a golf clinic and bring people maybe to like a Top Golf where it's a little bit more social and not so laser focused on like the mechanics of it, but you can be loose with it and have some fun. And just bring in maybe somebody who's a golf pro over there and hosting some events, because who doesn't like golf? I mean, like I thought I was the only one that hated it. And I think there might be some people that do hate it, but now I try to sell them on why they should like it.
I mean, I'll either sell them on why they should like it or just go play golf with the people that do, right? That's the plan.
No, but I think the true challenge and the fun now is bringing those people that were like me, that didn't want to play. Because I was really dead set against playing golf. You can ask my wife; she'd be like, "No, he'll never play."
I was 36 when I picked up a golf club, and I did it begrudgingly.
Do you know what my wife got me for my birthday yesterday as one of my birthday gifts?
Happy birthday again! I know I talked to you yesterday,
and this would never happen 2 years ago.
Go ahead.
She bought me golf balls with my initials on it. Like that would never go down 2 years ago, ever.
What kind of balls did she pick?
Oh, I don't even remember what they were. Callaway.
Okay.
They're supposed to make my drive go longer, faster,
and
straighter.
Yeah, right. And I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you too.
Well, I said to her, at least you got me something that could maybe help my game.
Well, that's. But
it's funny, just the mindset of golf. Like now, I'm buying golf polos, and I go to the golf shop, and I'm like trying to find, okay, what's the coolest shirt I can get from this place that I played at. I just didn't have that mindset at all. So going back to the fact that getting people that say they hate golf or will never play golf, bringing them on the golf course, and when they hit that one shot that brings them back, that's the coolest feeling.
And I'm going to throw you under the bus a little bit for talking smack on Thursday.
Go ahead.
You said, I think I'm just going to quit golf and sell my golf clubs at a certain point. And I was like, no. This next hole, it's set up for your game, Joe. Hit your 3-wood instead, because your driver was, I don't even know what was going on with your driver, but you hit a lot of trees in the first 14 holes or so.
Yeah, I did.
And then I said, look, Joe, you abandoned the driver 4 holes ago.
Yep.
Hole number 13 at Grand Oaks, this is your hole. It's a short par 4. If you hit your 3-wood the way you've been hitting it, you're going to be 100 yards out. And you hit your 3-wood, and it went straight, a little bit right, but mostly straight.
Yep.
And you were 110 yards, 108 yards out.
Nice pitching wedge out.
Then you got a green in regulation like a true professional.
Yes, I did.
And all of a sudden, you forgot that you were like, I didn't say that I was going to quit golf.
I was like, I'm out. I'm done. You guys enjoy the rest of the day. Have fun.
Then we go to hole number 14, and I'm like, this one's a little longer, but you'll still be fine.
Yeah, and I did the same
and you
thing.
got another par.
That's right.
So
that's right.
I'm going to have to just talk you. I'm going to have to be your hype man. I guess that's probably part of what caddies do anyway.
Yes.
I'll have to be your hype man on the golf course.
I need a little love sometimes. A little love on the golf course from my partner helps.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. No, just
not there's anything wrong with it at all.
Oh my goodness. So
yeah.
And then I mean, look, we like a lot of the same things. It's not just golf.
No.
So we've become really, really tight through golf originally.
Absolutely.
And then, we met at an evening networking event originally, but become friends through golf.
Without question.
And then all of a sudden it was, hey, what about this? What about this person who,
Yeah, no, we've made some nice introductions to one another. I feel very confident bringing you or presenting you to any one of my networking, buddies, clients, prospects, whoever it may be, because I've worked with you. I've done work with you for Paddle Lux. I've done work with you on the advanced group side. Everything that you've put together has been great, on time,
appreciate that.
No bullshit. There was a hiccup with one of our projects, and
it actually turned out better in the end.
It did turn out better in the end. Actually, those golf bags those golf shoe bags. They're sitting at my parents' house right now still.
Awesome. Awesome.
I got to get those from them.
Well, you're supposed to bring me some merch so that I can put it in my wall of fame, because we've done some cool stuff
I will
for
get
you.
That. I will get that to you.
Well, after Thanksgiving, and and of course this is going to air after Thanksgiving anyway, so I messed up, but whatever. We're not even going to edit it. Who cares? So
edit Schmedit.
Yeah, Schmedit. and no, I mean, look, it's a pleasure hanging out with you.
Always. I love getting together with you.
I welcome you back on the podcast anytime. We'll probably have to have you on Podcast Twins as a guest.
Okay.
Because that is a much more broad spectrum of topics.
Got it.
And we need people that think similar to us. We need people that think differently than us on certain
topics. I have a
recommendation. Go ahead.
I think we should bring on Hayden on the next podcast with us.
I'd be happy to bring Hayden on the podcast.
Yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun.
Okay.
The three of us grooving together will be...
All right, so after we wrap this up in another minute, we'll get a group text going with Hayden, and we'll make sure that sometime in the next 30 days we have a three-headed monster podcast.
Without question. No, this has been great.
Joe, a true pleasure hanging out with you, my friend.
Thank you.
And we'll catch you guys next week on the On Par podcast.